Hey guys, today is day 19, I think, and we're looking at diabetes stigma. Okay, so guys, this is a very important topic when we're looking at diabetes, and I cannot stress this enough. Um, when we're looking at diabetes stigma, we're looking at persons who feel fear, they feel guilt, they feel embarrassed, shame, they blame themselves, right? Others blame them for their diagnosis. And guys, especially persons living with type 1 diabetes, you did not do anything to cause your diabetes. Remember, that is an autoimmune disease. Your body fights your insulin producing cells and kills it. It attacks it and kills it. Okay, I can tell you, after being diagnosed, I went through a series of emotion, right? I went through the 5 stages of grief before I could have truly accepted my diagnosis. And it took me a while, a very long while. I have many friends who can attest to that. I was embarrassed. I did not want to speak about diabetes, and I was angry at the world. The doctors, the nurses, you swear they gave it to me, the diabetes, and I was just mad at them, right? So needless to say, guys, we're already fighting, we're already dealing with this disease physically, and then we have to deal with it mentally. A lot of persons go through depression, especially, from the frustration involved when you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're doing it right, but something is still wrong. Your sugars are still spiking and you don't know why. So I used to feel embarrassed about taking my medication. Now I just take it anywhere. But at one point I used to feel embarrassed about that. And the stigma involved. Yes, some people, once I did it I was in our vehicle in a parking lot in the States, in a Walmart parking lot, and I was taking my medication, and somebody came up to me and they were like, shit, can I have some of that? And they thought I was taking drugs. Well, I was taking drugs, but they thought I was taking the other kind of drugs. And that these are some of the things associated with living with diabetes. People look at you funny when you have to take your medication. And people who don't know otherwise, they don't know better, something that diabetes can be spread through touch. So don't touch me. Next thing, you pass your disease on to me. Guys, diabetes is not spread like that. So we can give love and we can touch. I've also, my mom had to deal with a lot of, why are you allowing Zanik to go to school? She's sick. She has diabetes. She should not go to school. At the time the point was made, it was about the stress level of school and me and the diabetes. Yes, diabetes and stress do not go together. Life and stress does not go together overall for somebody living without diabetes. But guys, that's why it's important to learn yourself, right? Become aware of yourself and what works for you and how you deal with a situation when you're under tremendous pressure. Okay, so my mom also got a lot of, why are you allowing Zanik to jump carnival? She has diabetes, she's sick. Why are you allowing her to go hiking? She has diabetes, she is sick. Why are you allowing her to travel? Oh my goodness, she has diabetes, she is sick. If you have viewed the other videos and have shown you anything, I hope the one thing you get from that is, yes, I'm living with diabetes. It is a lifelong illness. I would live with this for the rest of my life. However, I am still able to live a full and normal life, right? I do not need to opt out of activities because of my diabetes. I can do anything. I can do it. So yeah, I went through all those processes and feelings of embarrassment and shame and anger. I was angry at the world, the doctors and the nurses at my time of my diagnosis. Let me tell you, you could have swear it was them that gave it to me, I was angry and I was rude. Sorry if any of y'all are viewing this. I do apologize for my behavior 14 years ago. But yes, guys, so we're already dealing with the physical breakdown of the diabetes to our body, and then we also have to deal with the mental aspect of it, right? We also have to deal with the shame and the embarrassment and the fear, the worry, the anxiety. I remember when we first went on quarantine, my anxiety went through the roof, and I was thinking, what if they shut down the borders and flights cannot come in and they cannot they cannot bring in our medication? What am I gonna do? And I was freaking out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get how many months supply of medication and testing strips, because what if I cannot order things in? What am I gonna do? So these are like normal worries. These happen on a regular, right? Not knowing what to do, how you're gonna do it if, So we're already dealing with the physical, we're dealing with the mental as well. A big part of living with diabetes has to do with the mental. Persons become depressed. There's so much. That's why support is so important. Right? Having a support system, knowing other persons living with diabetes helps a lot. I cannot stress that, right? I can pick up a phone and call so many other persons I know living with diabetes in so many different parts of the world, in Zambia, in England, and be like, yo, I cannot deal with this anymore. I was admitted to the hospital. I'm in DKA, and they've dealt with it. They know what to do. They know what to say because they've truly dealt with it. So self-care is so important for persons living with diabetes. Learning to love yourself, learning how your body reacts to different things. That helps you. That helps with your management. Being stressed out and anxious and even depressed, it does not help at all. I know sometimes we don't have control of being depressed, right? But if you could reach out to myself, you can reach out to Put. That's a step. Or even your doctor or your nurses, that is a step. I have made friends with my nurses some of my nurses from when I was diagnosed, and I'm still friends with them today, right? So it does bring about establishing relationships and so forth. So guys, my advice to you, educate yourself, educate your kids on what it is like living with diabetes, what it is like for other children living with diabetes, even our dietary restrictions, especially for the kids, because kids eat more junk foods and ice cream, especially when they go to a party. And could you imagine not being able to eat those things, right? So educate those around you on this disease, and be kind to others. Be kind to others. I remember we had to do a talk once at a school, and basically there was a child living with diabetes in the class, and the children did not want to interact or play with that child because they're like, you know what, you have diabetes, next thing you give me your diabetes, I don't want it. Okay. So it all comes back to education. and truly teaching others what is diabetes about. What is it really? You know, how do you deal with it? What are some of the things you have to do? And you know what, if we start educating more and persons are absorbing this knowledge, I think it will help a whole lot. I think persons will support a whole lot more. There will be more understanding to when we go out and they cannot understand why you cannot have a Baileys to drink, or you know, you cannot have certain things to eat. There will be a lot more understanding, and who knows, they might support you as well. Okay guys, so be kind to others, continue watching these videos. Thank you so far. On Friday we're actually gonna have a live session, no pre-recorded session. I got 2 young persons living with diabetes who are going to talk about their complications that they have endured because of diabetes. So come through. It's gonna be on Facebook Live as soon as I figure out how to do that, but it's gonna be on Facebook Live. And yeah, so see you then guys. Bye. Thank you for watching.